Hey, it's Scott at Comic-Con 2022. I am here with Aldis Hodge and Jimmi Simpson from Green Lantern Beware My Power. This is the latest DC animated film and we're excited for it. So let's start off by talking about Green Lantern and Green Arrow. What is the dynamic between these guys?
I would say it's fun and it's funny as hell. That's one of the things I enjoyed the most when I watched the film was because I didn't know. We recorded separately. I didn't know what the performance was going to be like back and forth because we didn't get to like work off of each other. But I mean, I guess leave that up to casting because they did a fantastic job. As did you, sir.
Oh, look who's talking.
As did you.
Look who's talking, my friend. And I was getting updates as I was recording mine. Aldis is killing it. You guys are gonna sound so good together. And you trust them. You trust them. They were right about you. But yeah, it's the director of a animated feature, essential.
How is John different from the other heroes we meet in this adventure? I know he's kind of new to the hero game, but like what differentiates him from everyone else, like Green Arrow and the Justice League?
The biggest difference is the fact that he's becoming, you know, so he has to find his way and figure out what this whole world is. He's discovering and exploring it whilst everyone else is pretty well suited and, well vested in it. So for him, he's just exploring a new side of himself, a new side of what his reality is now and trying to decide whether or not he wants it. But yeah, it's like, this man is just pulled out of what's real to him and exposed to all of these supernatural things, and his mind is blown, man. But he still has the heart of a hero, which is why he's there, which is why he's chosen. He's well-principled, he's valiant, he's very much a soldier, and is the man who's gonna make the hard decisions to do the right thing. And that always takes over in the end.
So it's the dynamic between Green Arrow and Green Lantern is kind of interesting because, like, as you say, like John he's chosen to be a hero, but like Ollie is the way Ollie's usually been portrayed is he's a guy who like goes out and chooses to become a hero. Does that play into the film at all? The way that sort of like one guy who's kind of it's almost like it becomes your destiny, and the other guy it's more like you got to go out and like go for it.
Yeah.
What he's doing is he asking for secrets.
Exactly.
He asking for spoilers. You're trying to do.
You're trying to elicit subtextual truths that you need to wait to see yourself.
Did I do a good job of sneaking it in at least?
It was great. I mean, he called you out immediately.
You did a great job, fancy. You know what? I respect you, sir. I respect that.
It is a really special Genesis story, you know, because normally, and we love it. We love to see characters grappling with like, wait, I can do this, but normally they're doing it by themselves. And in this Genesis story, he's seeing all the power around, and he's got to catch up to it, and then surpass it.
Right.
Because he is Green Lantern.
Do we get to see much of Oliver Queen, but like kind of behind the mask? Like obviously that character had a TV show, and we've seen a lot of Green Arrow over the years, but yours is the more traditional Green Arrow. Like it is Oliver behind the mask, right? Mm-hmm. Do we see his personal life or like his? The story is so focused on John Stewart. Like that's the personal life. There's so much action and story going on and missions that need to be taken care of that. All our characters are kind of embedded, and it's really kind of an observation on John Stewart's personal life, because you see him ripped from it. So one interesting thing based on the trailer for the movie, one interesting thing is we think Hal Jordan is dead, who was like, traditionally in the comics, he's kind of like the original Green Lantern in a way, who is a mentor to John Stewart. Like, so how does that play into things in terms of your character in the movie? Is that presence missed?
The way that plays into the film is like after you watch the film, you're gonna know what that means. I will say this: for him becoming, there is a bit of a shadow that he still has to prove himself. He has to prove himself to, the team. All I can say is there's a bit of a shadow that he has to come out of in order to be who he is, to be seen, to be, John to be the Green Lantern, not the new Green Lantern, not the older, different version of, but to be who he is and standing on his own 2 feet outside of Hal. So there, yeah, I will say that's all I can say safely.
In the off chance that we get to see another animated adventure with these guys, is there like another like superhero or supervillain character that you guys would just like to play opposite?
Well, look, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw a plug in there. You know what I'm saying? So, because in Injustice, my brother Edwin Hodge actually plays Mr. Terrific. So I would love for this worlds to converge for my brother and I to both be in the same animated film at the same time. He also voices Killer Croc in that too. But yeah, that would be awesome for us to find some way to find ourselves on the same stage in the animated world. Yeah.
I would love to see the brothers united.
Thank you, sir.
I would also though love to see. I would also love to see the Wonder Twins come back. And we're a little stuck on Wonder Twins today, but we really do need to see something come back in the form of an icicle. And I mean, how great would they be now? They'd start to do it and nothing would happen, and we'd laugh at them.
Can you just tell me about, before we wrap up, can you tell me about the threat in the movie? Like who are you guys fighting? What's the threat? Aside from the emotional turmoil that I'm sure you guys are facing, who's the bad guy?
That's a fun question.
It's a really fun question.
That's a difficult answer though.
Yeah.
The threats are several-fold. We'll say
yes.
that.
Yes.
And they are shadowy.
Good answer.
Thank you. What do you got?
So look, I'll tell you this. The threat is the threat is completely unexpected. Can't tell you what the threat is. Just know that the threat is larger than life, grander than anything that we've seen oppose the team thus far and oppose the Green Lantern Corps thus far.
The threat is something they never saw coming.
Exactly.
And were unprepared for.
Yeah, exactly. So, with that, I'll say you don't want me to tell you the threat because it would ruin the everything for you, brother. I'm trying to preserve your imagination. You know what I'm saying? And your fandom. You know what I mean? But what I will say though, before I wanted we definitely want to shout out Jamie and Brian because they do fantastic jobs. And the thing is, you'll find the relationships in the movie to be really awesome. Like personally, I love the relationship between John and Ollie because again, it's contentious, but it's funny, and it's just like I feel like at times they're like you're annoying brothers or something like that. you know what I mean? But Jamie comes in as Hall Girl, super soldier. Brian comes in as this very conflicted character with Adam Strange. And that really, for me, is the core of the film, is the relationships there, because you actually get a real journey. You get some real feeling there. And man, the actors did the cast did a fantastic job. So for me, that's what is really most enjoyable. And then also, like you were asking about, the threat.
Story points.
The story points. The threat is awesome. Okay. Yeah.
Well, actually, I know I was wrapping us, but I did mean to actually ask you about Hawkgirl because, in the history of the older animated series, Hawkgirl and John Stewart kind of had a pretty deep, complicated relationship. So, without giving anything away,
they had a thing going on. Go on and say it. We can get grown,
Thanagarian thing.
They had a thing. Is what they had. A thing.
Are we gonna get some hints at that, or?
What you'll get is, I think, the building blocks for sort of a new relationship, but you get in the sort of the beginning, early stages of them understanding and discovering who they are as people and as warriors, and that's sort of where they bridge the gap and find synergy, understanding who they are as warriors, and that goes where it goes.
Thanks so much for chatting, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Green Lantern Beware My Power is coming to home entertainment soon. And for more at San Diego Comic-Con, keep it locked to IGN.